Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. I'd like to start by accepting all of the committee's clarifying amendments and would like to thank staff for their efforts to build upon the existing proposal. AB 1578 establishes a school pavement to parks grant program administered under the Department of Education to provide applying school districts funding for converting portions of existing pavement on school grounds to living schoolyards and gardens. Participating schools will be required to implement an educational program that incorporates science, math, literacy, and nutrition for their students. Schools will be required to partner with nonprofit organizations to match state grant money. Priority will be given to schools with poor air quality and high amounts of students on free and reduced lunch. The analysis questions why we call this bill Pavement to Parks. The quick answer is, at a district school that I visited in Los Angeles, the kids asked their teacher if they could go to the park, which was actually their school garden boxes. And for many of these kids, this is the only access they have to green space, since they live in apartment buildings and unfortunately don't have access to parks nearby. In the minds of these kids, this is where they go to the park every day, and they spend most of their day at school, and so this is the access that they have. Poor air quality impacts numerous communities throughout the state. In Los Angeles alone, there are over 1.6 million low-income individuals that are susceptible to health issues due to poor air quality. According to a recent study by the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, African Americans and Latino minorities bear a disproportionate burden from the air pollution caused mainly by non-Hispanic whites. This recently published research quantifies for the first time the racial gap between who causes air pollution and who breathes it. The data indicate that even though minorities are contributing less to the overall issue of air pollution, they're affected by it more. The City Project also completed a study which highlights that children of color disproportionately live in communities of concentrated poverty without enough places to play in parks and schools, and without access to cars or an adequate transit system to reach quality parks and school fields in other neighborhoods. On a nationwide basis last year, 48% of Latino children and 39% of African American children in urban areas were kept inside as much as possible because their neighborhoods were perceived as dangerous, compared to 25% of non-Hispanic white children. Finally, according to a recent press release issued by the Los Angeles Unified School District as part of their strike negotiations with the teachers union, the district will be establishing a joint green space task force charged with presenting a plan to increase green space and community school parks by December 2019. Experts, teachers, and parents all understand the importance of providing children with access to parks and green spaces. This Pavements to Parks programs have been proven to improve physical fitness, support creativity, reduce violence and bullying, reduce stress, inspire critical thinking and problem solving, and increase competency in science, language, and literacy.